federal judge has denied the Trump administration's request to unseal grand jury materials from the Ghislaine Maxwell sex trafficking case. The development came after the Justice Department sought to release the material from cases involving Maxwell's associate, Jeffrey Epstein. The judge, in a scathing opinion, said unsealing the material is not a matter of historical or public interest, adding that much of what the DOJ is seeking has already been public and was presented during her trial in 2021. The Trump administration has faced growing backlash this summer in relation to Epstein after breaking their promise to release more information about the case. It sparked outrage among many of Trump's supporters. It all started in 2024. Before being elected, Donald Trump said during his campaign that he would consider releasing additional government files on the late convicted sex offender, Jeffrey Epstein.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah, I would.
Fast forward to February after Trump was elected, when Attorney General Pam Bondi was on Fox News for an interview.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
So have you seen anything that you said, oh my gosh?
Not yet.
Since then, the DOJ and the FBI have both said that there is no client list. Days after that interview, also in February, Bondi released the first wave of the Epstein files, but there were no bombshells.
We're all waiting for bombshells, we're all waiting for juicy stuff, and that's not what's in this binder. That's not what's in this binder at all, and that's exactly how the Attorney General presented it to us.
The small batch of documents included copies of flight logs from Epstein's private plane and a heavily redacted photocopy of an address book purportedly compiled by Epstein and his longtime confidant, Ghislaine Maxwell. The Justice Department also released a blacked-out list of masseuses and an evidence list showing entries for more than 150 items, including nude images, massage tables, sex toys, and other items. The lack of information left many frustrated. Then months later, the Wall Street Journal reported that the Justice Department told Trump in May that his name is among many in the Epstein files. But later in mid-July, Trump denied that claim.
Did she tell you at all that your name appeared in the file?
She's given us just a very quick briefing, and in terms of the credibility of the different things that they've seen.
That same month was when the DOJ released the memo saying there was no incriminating client list. It also said that FBI investigators concluded that Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide in his cell. The DOJ also released a video from the common area of the special housing unit where Epstein was housed at the time of his death. The memo read that the FBI's independent review of the footage confirmed that from the time Epstein was locked in his cell at around 10:40 p.m. on August 9, 2019, until around 6:30 a.m. the next morning, nobody entered any of the tiers in the SHU. But the release did little to squash the conspiracy theories or calm the outrage against the administration. Some news reports raised questions saying there were multiple inconsistencies between the reports and the video, including the so-called missing minute. The time on the video moves without interruption until just before midnight, when it appears to skip a minute.
So convenient that years later you have a recording of the outside of the cell, but a minute is missing from it?
3 minutes. Yeah.
3 minutes?
Yeah, they found out it was like almost 3 minutes was missing. 2 minutes, like 53 seconds.
It's like the missing Watergate tape.
Oh, I thought it was just 1 minute.
It did. It started off as a minute, and then people kept looking in the metadata, and like, okay, it was saved this many times, and it was actually up to 3 minutes.
A day later, when Trump was asked by reporters about Epstein,
"Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is Unbelievable.
Rumors began to surface that FBI Director Kash Patel and Deputy Director Dan Bongino may resign, but Patel denied those claims and both are still continuing their jobs. As Bondi also faced lots of criticism, Trump took to Truth Social to defend her, saying she was doing a fantastic job. Then, just a few weeks ago, Trump ordered Bondi to unseal grand jury testimony. To that, Bondi responded saying, "We are ready to move the court tomorrow to unseal the grand jury transcripts." The Justice Department asked courts in Florida and New York, but a Florida judge appointed by Obama rejected the request, saying that doing so would violate state guidelines governing grand jury secrecy. Meanwhile, in New York, the request is still pending while two judges decide on whether to release the transcripts in the Maxwell and Epstein cases. This has brought Maxwell into the spotlight as well, who was convicted and continues to serve a 20-year prison sentence. She was recently transferred from a Florida prison to a lower security facility in Texas. The move came after she met with Deputy U.S. Attorney General Todd Blanche, who said he wanted to speak with her about anyone else who may have been involved in Epstein's crimes. It's still unclear what was discussed in the meeting that has also been criticized by many.
A senior administration official has confirmed to NBC News that the Department of Justice gave Ghislaine Maxwell limited immunity during their talks with her. Immunity agreements like this one are often called Queen for a Day. That's how they're referred to. Queen for a Day deals, in which the information provided cannot be used against the defendant as long as it's truthful. It's the kind of agreement prosecutors typically use when when seeking to make someone a cooperator.
But Trump defended the move. According to CNN, Vice President J.D. Vance held a meeting last week with other top officials to work on their handling of the case and decide whether to publish the audio recording and transcript of the meeting between Blanche and Maxwell. If it is released, officials said sensitive details like victim names would have to be redacted. The U.S. House Oversight Committee has issued a subpoena to the Justice Department for documents tied to Jeffrey Epstein. Lawmakers from both parties are pressing for more transparency, questioning why files linked to the convicted sex offender remain sealed. A lawyer for one of Epstein's accusers say full disclosure is critical to ensure justice for the victims.
We're glad that all victims' names would be redacted from this, but we don't think it should be behind closed doors, because that's what they're talking about right now is these questioning people, these depositions of high-profile officials all being behind closed doors. We think it should be out in the open.
Yes, the files should be released. I'm tired of the government saying that they want to release them. So please just do it.
Maxwell's attorney says she opposes releasing grand jury transcripts from Epstein's case. The family of a victim is also asking Trump not to pardon Maxwell. Trump has said he's allowed to do it, but also said no one has asked him to do so yet.
It would be an abomination. Our sister always told us that Maxwell was even worse than Epstein.
Trump has never been formally accused of wrongdoing or charged with any crime in connection with the Epstein case.